Hello, dear Aries. It's Vera with your Valentine, and as I was shuffling the cards, I saw the sun twice. So that's nice as we come towards spring and your birthday, and before that, Valentine's Day. Also, as I was shuffling, the Fool card came out for what you have to draw upon as an Aries, and then for Mars today trining the galactic center, you got the Eight of Wands, which is this beautiful, in this deck, candy cane kind of flossy joy and communication and I just want to say retrieval, like a retrieval of your innocence, as you kind of bring your joy, your particular curve and curl and shape of joy as your soul's embodied in this world, and bring that in with such, almost foolish, innocent love and enthusiasm and curiosity. Okay. And I'm doing Valentine's. This is your Valentine. And on Friday, just a couple days ago, Chiron was at 29 and still is degrees of Pisces. Uranus still 29 degrees of Aries. Icarus 29 of Capricorn. Persephone 29 of Sag. Juno 29 of Taurus, and Pallas Athena 29 of Libra. We are on the cusp. We are in this motion, moving quickly. Also, all planets are direct right now. And we started the year with those really pretty intense eclipses in January. In any case, as a collective, we are moving, tumbling, flowing as this shift is occurring in the way that we each inhabit and come into the absolute fullness and almost crescendo and then dissolving of any old story we had, any old way we might have had of carrying ourselves that has become, it's just not big enough to contain the true shape of our soul. And as we come also with a sense of justice and care and tenderness and respect for each and every one of us in each and every form of life and here on our sweet little planet. And I'm going to tell you a story, give you some insight as to your Valentine's Day narrative as well. Okay, but I want to, so I drew a card because it's a pretty big deal today that Mars is trining the galactic center. Okay, so I drew a card for that. For you, what you bring as an Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, however you relate to this archetype of yourself. This is however you bring yourself and experience yourself as one strand, and as that strand is only one strand in yourself, which is that archetype. Okay. So Aries, there's just that you're almost, it's like you're crowned in the renewed innocence of your own sovereignty. I mean, you've already had experience, but you're renewed. Look at this little flower and look at these wands sailing. Your mind is crowned, refreshed, unburdened and blooming, Aries. Allow yourself, give such tenderness to yourself. Such tenderness to yourself, Aries. Okay. But then, okay, so Uranus, is at this cusp of about to move into Taurus. and it's been 84 years in Aries. No, it hasn't been 84 years in Aries. It's been 84 years since it's been in Taurus. But anyway, it's at the last degree before it moves and shifts into the next sign. Okay, it's been in Aries for more like 7 years, or pretty much since the beginning of the teens, the 20 teens. Okay. Anyway, it's also going to be conjunct. Mars is going to be conjunct Uranus on Valentine's Day. So I might draw another card for Mars too. And also, as Mars is your ruling planet too. I might have gotten a little bit of the astrology a teeny bit mixed up because I get so excited talking about everything that it's hard for me to remember all the complete details of it. So if I got that slightly wrong, I apologize. But, we are in this deep shift. And I have the basic outline correct, even if I said a couple of things wrong. Okay, I'm going to take one from these Gypsy Witch fortune-telling cards that a friend just sent me with not knowing that I did tarot. Somebody I know through a totally other, not totally other, but another strand of my career and creativity. Anyway, she just sent these one day. The key nearby is a certain augury of success. Okay? So this is a key. Your innocence and this renewal of, and it's almost like you have a kind of mature innocence, a matured innocence. You've like earned this new turn in the cycle. We have these different, things that happen throughout our lives where, our second Saturn return, you hear so much about the first Saturn return. Anyway, there's so many cycles that go through that glint against and within and elaborate and construe and reflect off of the sort of beveled majesty of our birth chart, where everything was when you came into this world in your current physical form, in the small beginning of your current physical form, which has obviously grown and elaborated over the course of your life. Anyway, so this innocence, it's a refreshed innocence. It's not, this is what I'm getting, it's an innocence it's like a hard-won innocence in a way, because you have been through difficulty and heartbreak, but yet you're still here, and you've even attended to yourself, or allowed yourself to be vulnerable again in this innocence. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, I don't want to talk too much or go down too far down a path without getting into your Valentine, my dear. So let me pull another one. I guess the key was for Uranus, Mars conjunct Uranus conjunct Mars on Valentine's Day. So your enthusiasm and just the natural proclivity to go forward and try and be there and just your willingness, to partner with others and to explore and to be curious. It's a really beautiful thing. And you're the baby of the zodiac, so you come in and there you are, and you are innocent, and you are curious, and you're willing to give it a try. You're willing to give it a try. You're committed. You're committed to love. You're committed to caring. You're somebody who cares very deeply for others. And it might be not in a typical way, or your way of inhabiting sort of the typical patterns that we give to the formulaics of the way we hold ourselves in relationship, all sorts of relationship, family, work, community. You haven't always been understood. I mean, we probably all feel that way. You haven't always been understood. You haven't always been appreciated, but you've always been there, willing to give it a try, and treating others with the reverence that is like curiosity and friendliness. It's a sweet and beautiful thing. And then we're coming into the full moon in Virgo next week, Page of Wands. So a willingness to kind of offhandedly contribute in this gorgeous way, and this way that maybe doesn't always get like the big or even all the accolades it deserves, but you're there and you have such meaning to people. You contribute so much, sweet Aries. Okay, I'm going to get one more for what else you can draw upon. Temperance, so balance. So in renewing your innocence, just this, there may be a need for a new way to learn to balance, like how you care for yourself and how you care for others and how you communicate. I'm getting a little bit, the listening and the speaking and just that balancing of knowing your whole heart, your whole mind, your whole self is here and blossoming. And so that it can allow you to rest in that, the tenderness of that, the tenderness of the self. And then that, because you're a fiery sign, that allows you to not be reactive, to not polarize with another. All you want is really you want to connect, right? We all want to connect. You want to contribute. This ease with yourself and tenderness with yourself helps you to achieve this balance when you come into those places of relationship and all the different ways that oh my goodness, you're getting so many wands. So Keeper of Wands, this is Cleopatra in this deck, and so it's a way of being a leader in an unusual way. And also in this deck, it's all women, so the Keeper of Wands is what would traditionally be the King of Wands. So this passionate, experienced person, but all passion comes with a sort of innocence, really. We may think of them as somewhat different, but it's an eagerness, really. It's an eagerness to experience life. It can be seen as an angry or even like a violent or creepy thing, but no, that's not how I'm reading it here at all. We are all coming this time of renewed tenderness and renewed agency and renewed ability to be with ourselves and with others in a way that is true, in a way that is fair, and in a way that is just amazingly rich and full of life in a passionate way. But you're grounded in yourself. You're grounded deeply. You are an experienced person. So it's another balancing thing. It's balancing between your innocence and your experience. Bringing both of those. So like neither of those has to be rigidly defined in any old way, but you bring all of that, as we all are moving through these 29 degrees of all these signs and all the planets moving forward direct right now as a collective. There's such a potential and a reality of this happening where we're shifting deeply the story, the narrative, the timeline, the linear progression as we perceive it, knowing that time is a field, but as we weave it and perceive it and tell it to each other and tell it to ourselves, any old definition is going to be, I'm getting the word array, it will array itself in a new way. Nothing is stuck, but also nothing is lost. It's Yeah, okay. Okay, and you got the Three of Cups, so it's celebration. It's celebration. It's celebration. It's celebration and community, communion. I also read it as, you know, the three parts of the divine feminine, but it could also be applied to men as well. You know, any gender. None of this is again set in stone, or meant to restrict anything. But sort of the maiden, the mother, and the crone, I think, or the maiden. I don't remember. The maiden, the mother, and the maven. But the ages. At each age, your innocence, your intelligence, and your experience, you know, your gravitas or whatever, that all of these are coalescing together and serving each other and serving the whole in a beautiful way, with both within yourself and then within your community and your partnerships and your and you have the Ten of Swords. So there's been hurt, you know, and we don't deny that in any way. We don't sweep it under the rug. We sit with it. We sit with this pain. We sit with this pain, and I don't want to rush the sitting with the pain. But there's renewal, and there's self-trust. Oh, and you got the heartbreak card as well, the Three of Swords. So you have really, I'm going to get a couple of clarifiers. You've been through a very hard time. You've been through a very hard time, dear Aries. But you, as you hold yourself so tenderly, there's a lot of potential for renewal and new forms of holding your happiness, your passion, your joy. I don't want to brush over the heartache either, the heartbreak. But then again, I don't want to get... We're in an amazing time where things are being uncovered and having to be faced and sat with and, you know, reconciled. But it's all moving us each more deeply into the ability to experience our own soul's true shape. And I've said in another video, as we move into this new alignment, and it may mean a lot of shifting relationships within your life, there will be growing pains and even harsher pains, you know, but because we've held each other in ways that have become obsolete, so that there is pain in the adjustment and confusion and sorrow and heartache and self-doubt and let me see. Let me get a clarifier here. A clarifier or three. Well, maybe just one, because I don't want my video to run out. My phone. But see what I can do here. Sweet Aries, you have so much to rely on within yourself, and look, it's this receptivity. You have done the work. Okay, I don't even feel like I need another clarifier. This is the sweet Three of Wands. You've done your inner work. You've done your outer work. There's a lot that you can rest in and rely on. And there's still so much to come. There's still so much on its way to you as you are renewed and hopeful and deeply, deeply, tenderly grounded in yourself and your eagerness to contribute and to collaborate. So, you know, there's been heartache. There's been real exhaustion, and the end of a cycle, you know, and now there's a chance for coalescence as you are seated on your throne, tenderly renewed and balanced, eager to contribute to what's next, you know, able to trust in your own, I want to say masculinity because these were the cards for Mars, you know, whether you're a man or woman or non-binary or however you identify, what Mars brings beyond even gender, really the manifestation, yourself as a manifestation as you chose to come into this incarnation and are in it. And you've been through a lot. And you've earned your stripes. And here you are. You may rest a bit. You know, hold the space and receive.